The locomotive. What a crazy invention. Whoops, dismiss the pun. But seriously, the invention of the steam locomotive was one crazy idea that changed the lives of millions of people around the world. It all started in 1804 with a man named Richard Trevithick, who created the first steam locomotive and tested it on Penydarren Tramway in Wales, using it to carry passenger and freight cars. Trevithick was successful in his venture, but abandoned his project because his locomotive was way too heavy for the cast iron rails. In 1814, George Stephenson began creating many locomotives that were used around the world for the transport of people and freight. The locomotive not only revolutionized the way we can move across long distances, but also made shipping goods much easier. In the early 19th century, there was no way to make a journey across the United States without a covered wagon and horses, which lost many subsequent lives to the harsh conditions that people had not yet been exposed to. When the Transcontinental Railroad was completed in the 1850s, travelers had a much easier and safer way to go from one side of the country to the other, and allowed the land in the West to be settled. The locomotive also generated many jobs for the struggling immigrants who had trouble being accepted in the United States. Conducting the trains, driving them, and laying down the railroad tracks they would move on would give jobs to the people struggling with income, boosting the entire country. On top of all that, having to wait 6 months to get a letter from someone was no more with the newfound power, speed, and efficiency of locomotives. Before the circulation of locomotives, especially in the U.S., letters and goods that needed to be shipped took upwards of 6 months by horseback to be sent to their recipients. But with locomotives, the items could be shipped in days without any complications. Locomotives sparked a revolution within the Industrial Revolution to create new ways to move around quicker, which gave rise to the automobile and airplane, two very efficient sources of transportation even today. Trains played a large role in the rise of the transportation, shipping industry, and even in the entertainment industry, allowing goods and gossip to be circulated throughout the country or world much quicker than ever before.